My parents didn't notice I moved out for a year, then demanded me to fly home for brother's wedding to save the family image. I didn't show up. Their lies exploded in front of the in-laws, left on my 21st birthday. No one noticed because no one was home. My parents were at my younger brother Leo's tennis match. They didn't leave a note. They didn't call. I just packed my life into 4 suitcases, hauled them down the stairs, and drove 6 hours away to a city where I didn't know a soul. For the first few weeks, I waited for the "Where are you?" text. It never came. By month 3, I realized I was just a ghost in their house. I kept paying my portion of the family phone, planned just to see if they'd noticed the GPS tag moving. They didn't. They just saw the active status and assumed I was in my room. Being the quiet, reliable son they could always ignore. I spent that year building a life. I got a job in data analytics, found a small studio, and practiced the art of being invisible. I felt a strange cold clarity. If I didn't exist to them, they no longer had power over me. Then, 14 months later, my phone rang. "Caleb, where are you? Your father and I are at the steakhouse for Leo's engagement dinner. You're late. Your seat is empty." And it looks incredibly disrespectful to his fiance's parents. My mother's voice was sharp, entitled. "No, how are you?" "No, we haven't seen you." "I'm not coming, Mom," I said, my voice sounding like ice. "Excuse me? This is your brother's big night. Stop being dramatic and get here in 20 minutes. "I can't. I'm 300 miles away." There was a silence. A long, deafening silence. "What do you mean?" "You're in your room. I haven't lived in that house for 14 months. "Mom, I moved out over a year ago." She hung up. I expected a flurry of calls. Instead, I got nothing for a week. Then came the wedding demands. Leo was marrying into a high society family. Appearances were everything to my parents. They sent me a tuxedo fitting schedule and a flight itinerary. No apology, just a command. Fly home. Play the part of the devoted big brother. Don't embarrass us. The night before the wedding, my father called. "We told the in-laws you've been away on a high-level corporate retreat in Europe. That's why you haven't been around. Do not contradict us, Caleb. Just show up. Smile for the photos and we can go back to how things were." "And how were things, Dad?" "Don't start. Just be at the church at 2 p.m. I didn't go to the church. I went to a local bar near my apartment, ordered a bourbon, and turned on my phone's notifications. Around 3:30 p.m., the text started. "Where are you? The ceremony is starting. Get here now. You are ruining your brother's life." I waited until the reception started. I knew the schedule. 6 p.m. was the family toast. That's when the lies would be at their peak. I had spent that year documenting things. I had the dated lease from my new apartment. I had the moving van receipts. I had a screen recording of my Find My Friends location showing me in a different state for 400 consecutive days. I sent a group chat message to my parents, Leo, and thanks to a little social media digging, the bride's father, a man obsessed with integrity. "I'm sorry I couldn't make the corporate retreat. Trip from my living room 3 states away. Here's the proof that my parents haven't spoken to me or known where I lived for 14 months. Enjoy the champagne." I attached the files. Then I turned my phone off. I found out later from a cousin that the explosion was nuclear. During the speeches, the bride's father, who had already been suspicious of my parents' exaggerated wealth and stories, saw the notification. He didn't wait. He stood up and asked my father, in front of 200 guests, why he was lying about his own son's whereabouts for a year. My mother tried to laugh it off, saying I was confused or going through a phase. Then the bride's father showed her the lease agreement I sent. "A year-long phase? You didn't even know he left the house?" The family image disintegrated in real time. The in-laws realized my parents were social climbers who used their children as props. The tension was so thick, the bride ended up leaving the reception, early in tears because she felt the entire union was built on my parents' frauds. 2 days later, Leo called me. He wasn't even angry. He sounded hollow. "They told me you were just busy with work." "Caleb, I thought you were just avoiding me because you hated me." "I don't hate you, Leo. I just didn't exist to them. And if I didn't exist, I wasn't going to show up to play a ghost in their play." My parents sent me a long, vitriolic email calling me a sociopath. They said I destroyed the family. I replied with one sentence: "You can't destroy something that wasn't there to begin with." I haven't heard from them since. For the first time in my life, the silence doesn't feel like neglect. It feels like peace.